Is Nicole Knudsen an innocent victim of circumstance? Yes. She shouldn't be stuck between her family and her friend. She's an innocent victim of circumstance because she's somebody that I did trust to go to. She's someone that I trusted for a reason. See, in my life, there's a lot of people who had the advantage or had the ability and opportunity to take advantage of me, and they seized it. They knew that they could, and that I didn't have friends or family, and they took it. Nicole rescued me from one of my friends and bullies, my frenemy, Chance Dale, and his ridicule and his cruelty. And she did that by, well, I shouldn't say turning me down. I wasn't interested. It was Chance trying to pressure her to get physically intimate with me, and she was not okay with that. Hell yeah. She is my hero to this day because of that. Chance never would have let me live it down, but if she says no, it's not my fault. And she was underage. That's right. Did I ever tell you about the time I was rescued by an underage girl? Hell yeah. It wasn't my apartment at the time, it was Chance's, and he was... Well, that doesn't matter. What matters is that Nicole's a badass. She doesn't do drugs. She shouldn't have her name or face up as if she's one of my predators. She shouldn't have her name and face up as if she's Harley Richmond or Dallas Richmond. At the same time, you don't have any idea how bad I feel for all of those people. If I feel bad for the people who ripped me off and took advantage of me, then of course I'm going to feel bad for Nicole Knudsen because she wasn't passing me that information with the intention of me posting it all public. She sent me that information with the intention of helping me and helping her family. What she was able to do is pass me information, and I should have never used it in the way that I did. She wasn't doing any of the horrible things that the Bollingers were doing. She didn't do any of the stuff that she didn't pretend to be sick. She didn't pretend that she would go in with me. She never pretended. I went back to her because I knew if she looked, she'd speak up. She spoke up for me once before. Everybody just wanted to stay out of it. I get that. I wanted to stay out of it too. I didn't want to be harmed over people doing drugs or fighting over a boy. It used to be that when somebody called me and needed help, I would go there and help them. most of the time, all I'm able to do is try to call somebody else to try to help them. You guys have no idea how good she's been to me. No, she's not a friend who gets a hold of me every day and talks to me, which I really needed. I thought, because that's what Riley Johnson said. He said, hey, call me. We'll talk to each other every day. And then he only called me when he was super drunk and needing attention, and Nicole doesn't do that to me. I did let Nicole know about a lot of the stuff that people were doing, especially involving her family, like people making fake profiles of her moms. They didn't care. It's kind of like those people getting a hold of me and pretending to be Rhonda Knudsen Rust. There's about a dozen of those. There's also 2 to 3 dozen profiles that people made. Marie Long, that's my niece's grandma. They're letting me know that they know who my family are, even my extended family. See, that's the thing about these predators, is that by the time Natalie was dead, they already knew who my friends and family were. And it was different groups of them. I could tell that because the group of people with Tim Beeson, they were just being threatening assholes. They didn't go real heavy into deep stalking me, so far as I'm aware, because he was real ignorant of a lot of stuff. But people like him focused on, all right, so with Natalie Bollinger, when I spoke about her in a lot of those situations, I was speaking about all of the people that I had lost in Virginia. How much they had hurt me and how I did need to get away from friends like that. But those were the only type of friends I'd ever had. People who accepted me because I'm for being different, because they were on drugs or alcohol or had been abused to the point of being a wallflower themselves. If people weren't dying and my friends and family weren't getting a hold of me and telling me people were threatening to kill them and their friends, and the cops were harassing them and people were threatening to kill them in person, all these people know my family. They know what kind of a person my mom is. My mom was good to everybody else's kids but her own, except for Michael. Tara really did get the best of everything, but also my little sister stood up to my mother. And she ended up having to live with a pedophile with my niece as a result of it. You think I'm going to forgive my mom for that? She doesn't care. She doesn't care if she's forgiven. She has no conscience. Nicole, the stuff that she's typing at me about safety issues, she's right. The stuff that she's typing to me about the police are just gonna harm me if I try to turn in these crimes. She's right about that, but only in part. Only because I have to do it alone. She's a mother. She's got kids. She's got a family. One of the members of her immediate family was very, very mean to me recently. Without trying to comprehend what he was doing or how much damage he was causing. When I call people out, I'm doing something that's against my nature. When I call out Nicole Knudsen, she didn't do anything mean or evil. She didn't take advantage of my finances. She didn't destroy any evidence. Out of all of this, she's tried to hide nothing. She hasn't tried to hide anything. She has been as helpful as she can because she knows I do care. I do care about Dallas. I do care about Harley. I do care about them. And I do care about the kids, and she knows that too. And I care about her sister, and I have protected Coda for as long as I've known him. When my little sister was beaten on her dog, way, way, way back in the day, you know who I went to for help? Zach and Jennifer Richmond. All I wanted was for my sister to stop beating the fuck out of that poor dog. My little sister went around and slammed her. But she did something that very few people do. She did something that Dylan Bauer did. He was one of my bullies in high school. After high school, he apologized. My little sister didn't go running around door to door telling everybody that she lied. I had to just accept that she had told me she was sorry. When she had her life threatened, and I had to flee state for her niece's safety and for Leslie Snell's safety. That's right, I had to leave Nebraska to make sure that Leslie Snell did not become a target of opportunity. She fucked up, that doesn't mean that she deserves to die for it. We all fuck up and we all deserve to die. Jesus explains that in his Bible that a lot of mandated reporters want to refer to. I did have people that tried to go in with me. I needed a guardian so that they couldn't violate my rights the way that they have. And I needed an advocate, and I have not had one of those. What I've had is people who want to argue with me instead of help me to turn it in right away. What Megan Messigatis did, starting the first day that she was my advocate, No matter what. FTR, FTR, FTR. Every attorney knows what FTR is. That's failure to report. You have any idea how many officers have lost cases for failure to report? Do you have any idea how many caseworkers are currently sitting in prison for failure to report? That's right, wrongful death and you end up in prison. How does that happen? Well, failure to report with an at-risk adult becomes a felony if that person dies. If somebody kills me, especially one of these predators that is recorded on my channel committing felonies against me and threatening my life or threatening the lives of others, then all of these people can be arrested. The people at the Health and Human Services can be arrested and put in prison based on the evidence in my computers. The Scudders, they're not mandated reporters. There's only one Scudder that is a mandated reporter, and I didn't report anything to Amanda. Which is really weird because I did have a couple of people tell me, hey, do you know Amanda Scudder? I've heard of her, but you know, she's a nurse's assistant. But she didn't tell me that. If she'd have told me that, I probably would have tried. I don't know that Amanda Scudder is a nurse's assistant. That's just what I was told. I don't have the ability to do the private eye thing and investigate all of it from where I'm at. I do look a lot of stuff up with my phone, but I have panic attacks from being alone, long-term social isolation. I'm scared of people. If I had my way, I'd be a shut-in. In Nebraska, I was supposed to have meals delivered. I set it up for that program, but nobody helped me to complete it, apparently, because the food number showed up, and then I was told it's because I didn't do all this, that, and the other. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to. See, they like to omit information. They sure like to omit information when they don't want to do their job or they just don't like you. Nicole Knudsen doesn't deserve to have a wedge driven between her and her family over me. The situation with Natalie that I went to her about, and the situations with her brothers that I went to her about, the situation with her sister that she came to me about. Do you know how afraid I was for Brittany? Her and I roam the same streets. Boulder, Denver. Back and forth, back and forth. She spent most of her time in Denver. I spent most of my time in Boulder. I told her secrets even though I didn't want to. I told their secrets publicly even though I didn't want to. If they would have helped me to turn it in, I wouldn't have had to go public. I don't hate Nicole. I don't hate anyone in her family. This is going to sound real stupid, especially after all they put me through. There's only one person in that whole family that I don't like. I like Harley. I like Harley. I didn't like the way that she acted when she was drunk. It scared me, and she doesn't stop to understand how much damage that did to me. She doesn't want to acknowledge that her behaviors hurt me. That every time she came over and did that, all I wanted to do was shoot myself in the head. Please, 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 please make her stop. And I was in Dallas's environment. I had to be subservient. I had to endure the abuse. I had to endure the screaming. And when she left, I had to endure the shows about incest and rape and murder and please help me turn in the words of these people. Please help me to turn in their words so I can take them down. I was manipulated by some pretty fucked up people. I was victimized because they gave me the illusion of love and acceptance when they needed something. I gave them the reality of love and acceptance. Nicole Knudsen shouldn't be on my Facebook. Sorry, she shouldn't be on my YouTube. She shouldn't be posted about publicly. I needed just one friend to help all of these people keep their words safe. Keep their identities safe from a hateful and vindictive public. From tabloid news and corrupt officers. But you didn't help me to keep myself and my friends and my family safe. You helped my predators to get away with it. Nicole Knudsen helped my predators to get away with it. Because she wanted her name safe. She wanted her family safe. I understand why these people did what they did. It's still not right. It also robs each and every one of these people of a very much once valued resource. I'm not of so much value anymore now that my brain doesn't work right. And you guys don't understand that. There's so much running through my head at one point in time. I have everyone's reasons going through my head at all points in time. All those are reasons that I am likely to end my own life. They're reasons for not coming forward. Are their reasons valid? I get that Natalie wanted her family to love her and she wanted that acceptance. I've wanted acceptance my whole life. She accepted me for me and she accepted that no meant no. One of the people that I was able to convince to look at the messages between me and Natalie, she said, "All right, Sean, I want you to show you right here. This is where she's trying to confess her undying love for you, and your comment made her feel like she was nothing." She was trying to hint at you that she wanted a lot more than just a friendship. And when you typed at her that you were glad that she was over it, that hurt her a lot. And you are too stupid to recognize that that hurts a woman. Saying no. See, what I read was Natalie had typed that she used to think she was in love with me. Well, much hasn't changed. How did I interpret that? She used to think she's in love with me, and it's a used to thing. And much hasn't changed. It's still a used to thing. But that's not what it meant. There was also the infatuated with me thing, and the fact that she kept on going back to that part, the in love with me part, and typing that she loved me as many times as she did. And Mindy was explaining to me about that. She's like, Sean, you made her feel rejected when she really needed somebody the most, and she didn't understand about a healthy male relationship. That's not her fault. She didn't have any healthy male relationships. She didn't know how to interact with you. She was scared to tell you how she felt. She wanted to say, hey Sean, I'm in love with you. And she was trying to hint at that, and you're dense. I know I'm dense. I really do. I know I'm dense. When it comes to that, I've never been in a relationship, so I don't know. I don't get those subtle hints because I haven't been through it. When you guys went through puberty, I was locked up. When you had your first boyfriends or girlfriends, I was locked up. When you guys were encouraged to have relationships, but not have sex, I was being shown slides of venereal diseases in every facility I went to, because the children that go to those facilities are the most abused people in this country. And when I talk about abuse, primarily I talk about abuse against adults or abuse versus children. When I talk about who's most likely to be abused as an adult, that's where most of my statistic comes from when I'm talking about the situations with myself and others on the streets. I know most of this doesn't seem like it has anything to do with Nicole Knudsen, but she dismissed me outright the same way as many other people did. She wasn't even willing to look or try. She wasn't even willing to make an attempt. She didn't even know what she could do to help because she didn't stop to listen. There's lots that she could have done to help. An at-risk and disabled adult has only one option. Only one. Go to friends or family. And you go with those friends or family to a mandated reporter. If that mandated reporter doesn't do their job, at least your friends or family are there to verify it. You are allowed to record it, by the way. You are allowed to record mandated reporters. They're supposed to be able to make it in private. Why did I record? Because they didn't. Because they didn't. Because they violated their law, their oaths, and their obligations as mandated reporters. I have every right to record them breaking the law, dismissing me, blowing me off, sending me literally to the predators I'm trying to turn in as an at-risk adult who has been abused by these people, and you're making me go to them. You're making me go to people who have done things that are worse than rape to me. And you're making me turn them into themselves without the benefit of any assistance. See, a friend or family member could help cut across all of this red tape and cut through a whole bunch of this having to sign signatures and go to appointments months down the road. Fucking, for God's sake, help me. Nicole, please help me. If I'm hurt, I'm supposed to go to a friend or family member for help. Am I go to the ones that say they can't do anything over and over and over again? Or am I going to go with the ones who say they're going to try helping? Obviously, I'm going to go with the ones who say they're going to try helping. And I explained to them we need to go the legal route. They just wanted to get drunk and talk about themselves, and Nicole doesn't do that. She stays on topic and on subject. She's a major contribution to me feeling unloved and hopeless. And that's what leads to suicide. You know, I could handle all of this abuse. All of it. I couldn't handle losing Kim Jefferson. I couldn't handle losing Jamie's son. I couldn't handle losing Miss Cherry. People don't understand that I have to die first, or they're gonna hurt me just by dying. I don't get to see them or tell them I love them. They don't care. I had to post up Zach's stuff. It was immediate and harmful. Why did he flip his shit at me? Because I let him know how I feel. No, not entirely. I let him know when he said he needed a mental health day. I let him know that although he wasn't understanding of me needing mental health days, that I am understanding of it. And he flipped his shit. And Dallas flipped his shit. And they both ended up on the internet, didn't they? Nicole Knudsen, I called up and recorded without her permission. She's aware of this. She's been aware of it for several years. She still didn't throw me away. She still hasn't thrown me away. Her children's dad and I had a terrible drag-out argument over some pretty messed up things. Him not understanding, him being abusive towards me because he didn't understand I'm disabled or how far gone I am. I hold it together really well. I grew up in the system where you have to pretend everything's okay all the time. When I was able to defend myself and protect myself, I didn't just defend and protect myself. I provided that service for a lot of other people. Even people that shouldn't have been down there. Nicole, when she was my hero, it was over a screwed up situation. Chance died. He died. Alcohol and Aaron Stegeman. One of the people that I went to about the abuse was Aaron Stegeman. It's not that I didn't try, it's that he didn't. It's not that I didn't try, it's that Nicole didn't. She did try to pass me information the best that she could to try to help me out. But it was only going to help me out if I had a friend or family member to help me to turn it in. Nicole did the best that she could to try to keep her family safe and still help me out. She passed that information because she wants her family to be safe and loved as well. She passed that information hoping that it would be able to help all of us, and that is just my assumption. It's hot. The one thing she doesn't understand is the sheer quantity of abuse that I endure, including by the police, because I have to go in alone. When she types about how they won't treat me very well, because she already knows I have sent her videos. Some of the things she types to me let me know that she hasn't seen my videos, and some of the things that she types to me let me know that she did watch at least a few. I'm grateful that she exists, even if she throws me away. I understand if she chooses protecting her family from their own stupidity as opposed to protecting me from the abuse stemming from it. But she could have done that a long time ago, and Brittany could have done that a long time ago. I don't call people out because I hate them or because I'm trying to dox them. I call them out because people are hurting me. In the beginning, I tried to keep their names safe so we could do it the right way. So we could do it without being retaliated against. But harming me so much that I have to go public about it. I had to go public about it in November, I believe, of 2016, less than a month after I left Virginia. She didn't understand how immediately rumors like that spread and turned into something else entirely. There's a lot of people that are dead, and I cannot forgive Nicole for that. Sure, she didn't kill them, but her not coming forward and helping me to turn it in when I was harmed resulted in more harm. When you talk about harm reduction, you need to protect the victim instead of assuming guilt and taking advantage of disabled and homeless men. I understand why Dallas deceived me. I don't hate him for it. I hate that he did it. I hate that his lapse of judgment and lapse of morality goes so deep and has harmed me and my loved ones so greatly. Did Dallas ever come forward with me about his coworkers harassing him? Did he ever try hearing my side? No, he'd come home and he'd fucking complain at me, and then when I'd try to defend myself, he'd tell me he doesn't care. Yes, that's recorded over and over again. I gave him what he wanted every time he asked for the safety of my evidence. Even if he literally just ripped me off for $400 under false pretenses, I'd still give him another $400 under false pretenses because I needed my evidence to be safe. I was willing to pay for his house outright so that I would have a safe place for my stuff, instead of the anxiety every other month about how he's going to lose the place and I don't have anywhere to go. You don't stop to think about the psychological damage created by making an at-risk and homeless adult going alone about abuse. You don't stop to think about the fact that if you don't help them to turn it in, those predators are going to continue. This isn't one of those situations where you ignored it and it goes away. This isn't some high school or middle school bullshit where people are just picking on somebody. Where they're eventually going to hit the real world. No, this is people in the real world coordinating together. That makes it organized crime.